teammates give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
You thought you had it.
And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown.
Justin Hopkins on 40 extra points.
And all of a sudden, we've got a ball game. They get the touchdown. Then on the kickoff, they get another touchdown, picking up the fumble, taking it to the house in just a matter of moments. 2 quick scores, Charles.
Every time we start to neglect special teams and big plays that occur off of them, something like this happens that reminds us we've got ourselves a game now.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, it's Tua. Flush to his right. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. If you're a fan of offensive football, this game has suited you well. Both offenses continuing to move the ball with relative ease.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of defensive football, you're not having so much fun watching this one. And these coordinators, they've got to be scrambling to figure out a way to counter so far. It may just come down to which one of these defenses can make one stop that could change the course of this game.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Oh, it floated on him, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. He's got daylight. Past the 20. 10.
Showtime today, baby.
And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. So they had a good drive going, a chance to build on this first-half lead, but now you kind of feel like we got a new ball game.
And you wonder what the discussion will be now at halftime, because I think we were headed towards one. Now it's a different discussion altogether. One side optimistically, the other side wondering what could have been.
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the pick-6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Flushed out right. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Eddie Jackson picks it.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
On play action, they'll throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. First, big plays back and forth just continue. Both offenses excelling.
And I hear the excitement in your voice while you're calling this game. This hurts my...
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tony Pollard. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bears have taken the lead. And he's got it up and through.
Makes the score Bears 35. Panthers.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Panthers take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the... And got his man complete. And he will finally go out of bounds, but not before he takes it down to the 25. A big play there for Carolina. And even 50 yards. Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. That is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers.
Complete to Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson there to make the grab. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. And things are getting good now. We're heating up, tied at 35.
The game, 35-35.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Bears Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Third down.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And able to complete it to Moreau. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20. 13 yards, first down, Panthers. Tua sets up to pass it. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. Touchdown, Carolina! Robbie Anderson, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Panthers have broken our tie as they take the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is the absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back to throw now on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to get it that time to Bryan Edwards. That'll bring up second down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A big play there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game.
Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Panthers take over first and 10.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Boy, that was pretty. Sidestepping defenders on his way to a pickup of 9 yards.
4-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He'll fire this one deep for Anderson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 66 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. They'll try and throw for it here. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Turnover on downs.
Oh, able to avoid him. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down.
3 yards. It's now 4th down.
Matt Rule, a risk taker in college, going for it. Here we go with McCaffrey. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Derek Brown breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And the pressure gets to him again.
The quarterback.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. He's going to loft one deep left side here. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Looking to pass. Tua. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And his throw is incomplete. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. And now here is another interception. Dante Jackson picks it, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
At the 48-yard line.
This is McCaffrey. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
22.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage. Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Joey Sly for the Panther field goal. A 61-yard attempt.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. It wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
At the Panthers' 49-yard line.
And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 14 yards in a Chicago first down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And it's
The Panthers on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Panthers on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. McCaffrey. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll kick it away for the second time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there, but it'll be second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. Third down.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
7-yard line.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to Mooney. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Bears. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1.
The ball carrier.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1.
2nd and goal.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
Touchdown.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Brings up second.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Here's McCaffrey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Tagovailoa looking to throw it. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
First down, Carolina.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. Down right around the 25. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
2nd and 9.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1.
I do get a kick out of seeing a team kneel down at the end of the game in victory formation and wrap one up, because most of the time a kneel down is not a good thing in football. In this case, it's the best thing for the team that's winning.
Best thing Week 1 and 1-0 after going down to that knee. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. This to make it a 2-score game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Carolina, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.